nice and fruity.
What is that? Havana? Brewery Havana?
Bhavana.
Bhavana?
Bhavana. It's Havana with a B at the beginning. We don't know. We're white trash. We don't.
Okay. Let's be like.
I mean, I'm white trash. I don't know. You seem pretty fancy.
Some days.
Some days. Did you get your hair permed at JCPenney's though? Because that's a pretty good indicator of white trash.
I remember those days though when I did.
We went to the Montgomery Wards to get our hair permed.
Oh, our Montgomery Ward didn't have that.
Ours did. I don't think our JCPenney's did. We also got our family pictures taken.
We got our family pictures taken at Sears.
Oh, maybe it was Sears that I got my hair done at, and we got our, because it was like hair plays, portraits, like right.
Oh yeah. JCPenney's was downstairs, and this was, the mall came in late 70s, mid to late 70s, but with the JCPenney's, the anchor store came in, and then like they built the mall off of that. So, but in high school, that's where I got my perms. Like after my mom gave me the double perm. I showed you that picture.
Oh, it was really big.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find that picture.
I mean, you might want to. I don't know that everyone needs to see those zebra print pink hot pants, but
yes, they do.
Okay.
It was the 80s. I was a queen. I was a queen in the 80s.
She's not like standing outside of some 70s muscle car.
That was my 1978 Cougar.
Yeah, it looked like a 78 Cougar.
Yes, it was. I had an overboard 400 in it.
Oh my God.
And I would race the crap out of it. Yeah. Hi, I'm Tish.
And I'm Trish.
And we are tasting the triangle. Today we're at Bottle Rev in Apex.
Yes. Again at the corner of 55 and Apex Peakway.
In the little
Peakway Plaza, maybe? This might be called Peakway
Plaza. I think it is.
Yeah.
It is. And it's in that little unassuming shopping mall that JD's Tavern is in. Thus, we just walked down here for our next episode. We left one and started another. We are busy today. I gotta look it up. Hang on.
I'm having a Grove double IPA, 12-ounce pour. It is amazing. It's very cloudy and delightful.
Let me smell it. I like to smell them. I won't get my nose too close. Ooh, that's hoppy.
Nice.
And I am having the dry Irish stout. This is from Glass Jug, 4.2%. Thank you, God. Because everybody wants to make a stout like 9%. I can't drink it. I can drink this. This is awesome.
Oh, Rachel said I could stay at your house if I was worried about her getting the coronavirus.
There we go. That's perfect.
So if we go today, I might be sober by Monday.
No, we'll just have to go to work.
I mean,
we'll just have to Uber to work. It's $13, it's okay.
It's for safety. I mean, if you have enough alcohol in your bloodstream, the virus can't take hold, right?
Right. That's just as viable as taking a sip of water every 15 minutes.
To save yourself from a virus.
Because if you take a sip of water every 15 minutes, the virus that's on your lips and in your mouth gets washed down to your stomach, and your stomach acids kill the virus. I'm gonna go with the alcohol.
I don't know. I mean,
this is one of our ramblings.
Yes.
As opposed to
also a bottle shop.
Yeah.
Rambling and beer.
They have a beautiful selection inside.
They do. It's very nice. It's not huge.
Nope.
So it's all craft beer.
Yep.
Everything's craft beer. They also have 8 taps. 9 taps.
That rotate very regularly.
So they always have something a little bit different. And it's all good. Reasonably priced.
Yep.
They have a little bar in there. You can sit at the bar.
Games in the back.
10 or 12 tables. 8 or 10 tables.
3.
No, there's some over there now too.
Oh, is there some over there?
Right there where they moved the bar.
Oh, they moved their display around.
Yeah.
Because he's getting more popular. That makes me happy.
And there's some tables outside, which is where we have opted to sit.
Yeah. So this isn't our first time here. So we do like to sit outside.
You don't know.
1, we're going to tell you about our trip to Centralia. I got notes.
She did get notes.
So many notes.
So many notes. We did try to do this before when we were
In Southport.
but someone said it would be fine. We would just sit there and talk while we ate snacks. So then all we did was chew. and then she just kept getting up and like wandering off like the whole time. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So I'm hoping she'll put a couple of clips of me with that look on my face going, what?
I still have it. I can do it.
Yeah. So we're going to try to have a more concentrated effort than our ADD baby typically puts into some things.
I can't.
That's why she's good at the tech stuff, because she'll just keep doing it until it's right.
I do.
And I would just be all like, it seems fine. Just post it.
So, August last year, 2019.
Was it August? I couldn't remember when it was.
Yeah, it was August. We road tripped to Centralia, and then from there we went to Gettysburg.
Yes.
2-day fun fact. But today, we're going to talk about Centralia.
Yes. So we left here, what, 10 in the morning?
Probably.
Got there, and it
wasn't late. 6,
No, it wasn't
5,
late.
6.
I think we got to Centralia around 5 or so. So we must have left a little earlier than that.
Yeah.
So I think it's 8 or 9 hours solid. Like, we did stop and eat at a sketchy gas. It wasn't a sketchy looking gas station, but the food was marginal at best. That's what we had for lunch.
Well,
Which is, again, Centralia is not there anymore. There are 5, I think we counted 5, maybe 6 houses. But it's weird because you're just on this like state highway. Was it 19, 16? You're just driving on this state highway and then 61. So then all of a sudden there's like a little sign on the side that just says Centralia, and it's like a little green sign that's maybe this big. It says Centralia on the side of the highway, and I was like, we're here. And there's nothing there. I mean, there's like a grid, like street grids, like it used to be a town, and there's roads on the little street grids. And there's sidewalks, and there's a fire hydrant or two, and there's
the steps from the sidewalk that go up to what used to be a house, but it's not there.
And there was one house where there was a sidewalk, and there was steps up to the house, and then the wrought iron fence across the front was still there.
Mm-hmm.
But the wrought iron fence on the side was gone, and the house was gone. And that is much how the whole town is. It's all these little, like it used to be a house here, and you can tell it used to be a house here. And these little grids, and they're like little parcels. And they're just gone. And the reason for that is Tish has done some serious research today, so we're going to let her get in here because she's going to be super excited to tell you about why so many houses are missing in Centralia.
Late 1700s, 1800s maybe, Centralia. And so in the census of 1870, it had a population of 1,342 people.
Wow, is it that big ever?
Oh, it got up to like 2,600 at one point.
Oh,
yeah.
Right before the bonfire.
Exactly.
Now it's like population of 10.
Oh, 5.
Is it just 5 people? I thought it was 5 houses. But
5 people.
5 people.
5 people.
Wow.
That was census 2017.
Wow.
5 people. So sleepy little coal mining town. Everybody was happy.
They did have like a town hall building because that's still there.
And they're volunteers. The town hall people
are volunteers.
Because there's like, I think they have like a volunteer fire department or something along those lines. So the people that maintain that are volunteers.
Okay.
Yeah. But Centralia is known for coal mining. We gotta do a little bit of backstory before we can get into actual Centralia. Okay, it was incorporated in 1866. So that was incorporated, but it could have been there a lot longer. Several coal mines in the area. I mean, just like a list of all these coal mines, big. And the one that went through there in the 1860s was the Locust Run Mine and the Coal Ridge Mine. Alexander Ray was the town's founder, and he was murdered in 1866 by the Molly Maguires.
Molly Maguires.
It's the Molly Maguires. It is a secret society made up of Irish Americans located in Ireland, Liverpool, and eastern United States. Pennsylvania. And what they were activists for the coal miners. And so there was a lot of hubbub going on with this Alexander Ray, and so he was murdered by the Molly McGuires, who were then found convicted and hung in 1877.
This is a lot of business in the first 10 years that town was incorporated.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And that was the one that got them caught. But there was like a whole string of crime, murder, whatever you can think of with these Molly McGuires.
They're basically vigilantes.
Yes. Yeah.
That were trying to further the cause of Irish people.
Yes. Who were treated poorly.
No doubt. But they were just sort of a vigilante group. So I am sure that if the Molly McGuires had won, the story would be a lot different.
It would be a lot different because history is told by the winners.
That's right.
So in light of all of this, the father of the Catholic Church, who was Father Daniel Ignatius McDermott.
Her last name.
I'm a good Irish girl. He put a curse on the town and said that at the end of this town, when this town is gone, the last building standing would be the St. Ignatius Roman Catholic Church. And that would be it. And he cursed the town because of the Molly McGuires, because of all the issues with the coal mines.
Is that the building up on the hill?
No, that's a different one. I was a coal miner's daughter, and coal mine's tough. Like in Southern Illinois, they have Bloody Williamson, and it's from all of the strikes and the fights and the murders and everything that goes around coal. Coal is horribly vicious, horribly vicious.
So my dad's father was a coal miner. Well, he worked in a coal mine. He did not go into mines. So his job was a tiny bit safer than the people that go in the mines. But my grandfather was a coal miner, technically. But he stood outside and just handed out safety equipment. And the town where that happened was in Habaco, West Virginia.
Big coal mining, yeah.
Yeah, and but they still were underground mines. There's still underground mines there. But and so there wasn't too much like fighting. They lived in like a little mine town. So in the mine town itself, there wasn't that much trouble because everybody there was basically in the same boat. They all owed the coal mine too much money.
Mm-hmm.
And
coal mine sold to the general store. That's
right, or the company store, whatever. So they just like did their jobs and came back to their shanties, and they were fine. But between the mines, like this guy's mine and that guy's mine, there was a lot of yikes. Mm-hmm. But they make a ton of money, so that's why they're angry and hostile.
Yeah. Well, and the same here. So this was an underground mine, and
was it really?
They did the pillar. So what they do is, as they mine, they leave pillars, and they mine around the pillars because that's what holds up the ground, the bedrock and everything above. And so they take a calculated amount out of the vein, which still leaves support to the ground up top. And so what they did was then after that, they came back through and they scavenged the pillar. So the mines were collapsing because they needed that last bit of coal. So the mines were collapsing, which leads over into the rest of the story. But back on the Ignatius Church, that church, the only thing left of that church is the cemetery that we saw.
The one with the gates locked.
That's the cemetery of this church. That's the only thing. So the last mass at that church was in June of 1995. And then the school was closed in 1981. And all of the priests that were there moved to Mount Carmel, which is a couple miles down the road, which is on the other side of that strip mine. That's Mount Carmel, which is like 2 miles away. I was in that town, evacuated and condemned. A whole this story. The story goes like this.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And that church, St. Ignatius Church, stood until 1997 when it was torn down.
Was it torn down because of the mine?
Because it was abandoned, and because they said that all of the gases that were coming out, people were getting sick. And so it was abandoned, and then because it was abandoned, it was torn down. So Father McDermott wasn't the last building in town, but dadgum,
there's only 5 or 6 left.
That was over 100 years.
Yeah.
That went in there. Okay, so there, and then back on the Molly McGuires.
Yes.
It is in their Pennsylvania folklore. They were hung, and when they were hung, it kind of disbanded. It became, I guess, a super secret society at that point. Like, they didn't really rally and do things after 1877, but people say that descendants of the Molly Maguires still live in the Centralia area. So, who knows? Then in 1962,
that's right,
we have 3 conspiracy theories about how the fire started in Centralia.
This is so crazy, y'all. So crazy.
So they was gonna have a big Memorial Day parade party, and they needed to clean up the landfill. And so,
because you know, when you have a parade, one goes through the landfill.
Yeah.
As one does.
That's where they send the majorettes, through the landfill.
Marching band right through there?
Right through there.
Yeah.
Right through there.
So this seems really likely. But
so, yeah. So they started the fire
at the landfill.
At the landfill. And then what happened was it caught and it never stopped burning.
So the vein of coal was too close to the surface. So it caught the coal on fire under the landfill. Mm-hmm. And it's still burning.
Still burning. And they said that one of the biggest blockages they had as far as putting the fire out is because they went and scavenged all the pillars. So it collapsed and they can't get in there to pump any water into it, to do anything with it. They have to let it burn. Some say it's going to burn for another 250 years.
Because it's a huge vein. And coal burns slow.
Oh my God. Oh my
I don't
God.
even know how it's getting enough oxygen to burn still.
Because of the vents.
Because it's making its own vents.
Yeah. The second one is the coal company came through and discarded the hot ash and the coal discarded from the coal burners, the tipples. They dumped it into the landfill, and it burned its way down.
Set the vein on fire too close to the surface.
Yes.
So I think they all agree that the vein is too close to the surface. I mean, they all agree with that.
Yep. So that was the second one. The third one is, so outside of Centralia used to be a town called Big Mine Run, and the road is there. The Big Mine Road, it curves around, like, we probably drove on it and didn't even realize it.
Okay.
There was the Bass Colliery there. 1932, a fire started at Big Mine Run, and it burned across, and it caught fire in Centralia. So it's actually been burning, some say, since 1932.
I feel like somebody would have noticed in 30 years.
They said that it was never fully extinguished, and it was just a slow burn under there. And it was already burning, and then when the fire was started in the landfill, it just basically fanned the flames. Yeah, so to speak.
It got more air.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's the three theories of how the fire started. Then you bump it up a notch. So all of the residents say, and this is absolute bullshit.
I mean, it is.
Oh my God, that I can't read it to you. So it's about the type of coal that's under Centralia, and it is called it's anthracite coal, which is very expensive. You get good money for it when you sell it
because it's pure.
Yes. So the residents believed that the state claimed that this fire was burning, or that the state had to condemn it because of the fire, which they think was set in 1962.
On purpose.
On purpose, because if they could condemn the town, then the state, the Commonwealth, could take the mineral rights and then they could mine it. But as long as the people were in town and the town was incorporated, the town had control of the mineral rights. And so that's like the big, everybody in town's like, no, the Commonwealth started the fire to run us out, to condemn us, so they could mine it.
So when I went, my wife hates this kind of stuff, so I drug her against her will to Centralia, Pennsylvania, in I think it was 2012 or 2013, and she wouldn't wouldn't let me drive up and down all the roads because she just was sure we were going to collapse into a mine and we were all going to die in a horrible fire. So we parked out near where that cemetery was, and there was a huge, like 2 4x8 plywood signs painted yellow with like 2 paragraphs of crazy stuff written on it. In 2012 or 2013, I think there were maybe 9 houses. There weren't very many houses. I mean, I didn't get to drive up and down every single road, which is what I wanted to do. But there were like 9 houses. As a funny aside, there were people on motorbikes then, but they were like on like 2-wheel, like motorcycle motorbikes, and they had made this like track out in the woods somehow. But they were running around, and this one guy, he got really close to where we were parked, and he. I don't know how he did it. He came up over one of the little jumps that they had made out of dirt, and his front feet came off the pegs. And so when he landed, he racked himself really hard against like the steering column, I guess. And so I did not see it happen because I was reading the crazy sign. And so Rachel could not stop laughing long enough to tell me what had happened.
Fail Army, awesome.
I know, right? I was like, dang, I wish we had a video of that. So then, like, by the time I looked, the guy was like trying to get up off the ground. He was having a very hard time. And then he walked away just poorly. Like, he walked so poorly away. Might have been worth the whole trip to see that guy try to walk, pushing that motorbike that he had just, apparently just racked himself really good on. So there's dangers, inherent dangers in Centralia for everyone.
So in this town, we rode all over looking for the vents. Because, did you know there's a geyser there?
Of what? A geyser of what?
Water.
Where?
It's Centralia. We missed it. We missed the geyser.
We drove
every street, everything we could get on.
We even drove down what was supposed to be like a walking path.
Oh yeah, we drove down the sidewalk.
we did not make any friends at that juncture. There was somebody that came out who was like, "Yeah, you're supposed to walk," and we were all like, "Oh, oops, sorry."
Because
like
everything's so grown up. You don't know.
But so it ended up being there were people everywhere. People everywhere. That was what was odd. Is that this abandoned town with no one living in it is just completely covered up with people coming to look at it.
So the graffiti highway, which is really the penis highway.
Right, yeah, you can call it whatever you want, but basically anyone that has a spray paint can is going to paint a penis on here.
On the trees, on the tree trunks.
On the trees, on the leaves, on the artwork of other people.
Yep.
Just penises. There's not one picture without penises in it. Penis drawings, bad penis drawings.
And there is some really pretty artwork. I mean, some people really put some effort into it.
If you ignore the penis, you can tell that was a really nice looking butterfly. But then there's a penis on it.
Yeah, that penis caterpillar bloomed into a penis butterfly.
Yes. It was beautiful.
And so there's people like walking, and they got their little kids with their little
strollers and stuff.
And the kids are like, oh look.
What's that? Yeah.
The graffiti, I know. The graffiti highway, 3/4 of a mile long, is Route 61. And they closed it in 1993. And it was no trespassing. So there's that sign that people have painted over, like the no trespassing sign, and you wouldn't get a ticket. So you had to be sneaky about going there.
Not anymore.
Until 2018, they gave it to the people who own the adjacent property now own the graffiti highway. So anybody can go on it as long as those people are okay with it. Like, I'm sure if you're tearing it up or digging holes or whatever, they'll call the cops. But as long as you're just exploring, it's okay. And I did find a picture 2010 where the highway had pushed up and it was smoldering under there. There was smoke coming out.
I've seen pictures online.
That one? I hadn't.
Yeah,
because we drove all over.
We did drive all over. Rest assured, we saw no smoke coming out of the ground anywhere, which is really what we wanted to do. Like, probably stand in the smoke and take foolish pictures of one another until we almost died of asphyxia.
Yeah.
But, that couldn't be done.
We didn't get that jackass moment.
Yeah, God, that would have been awesome.
Wouldn't it?
Like, just make you stand over there until you passed out. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta, wait.
How long could you hold your breath?
Hold on, wait, it didn't take, hold on. Yep.
Oh,
That's what we do.
Yeah. So that is
Centralia.
that is
In a
Centralia.
nutshell. Yeah. In a nutshell. In a 40-minute nutshell.
Yeah. This might have to be 2 episodes.
Good Lord.
We just might have to chop it up. Hey, Keep It Weird chops it up into episodes.
That's true.
We can too.
That's right.
Yes.
Take that, keep it weird.
Yeah. We love you, Ashley and Lauren.
We do. Yeah. Hopefully you don't stop listening after this or watching. Or
Well, like always, I will have all of our videos in a playlist. So if you're just interested in our food reviews, food reviews. If you like our ramblings, go to the ramblings. And then we might have a ghost story or 2 in another playlist. You never know.
That's true.
And I'm Tish.
And I'm Trish.
And we tasting
Tasting the Triangle.
You want another beer?
Yeah. Is it time?
Oh, it's